of the things that some Black audiences can get nervous about when we see buddy films is that there might be a white savior like trope. So how does this film subvert that trope?
Don Shirley goes down south because he chooses to go. He hires him as a choice. He's empowered to actually, at any point during the trip, he could essentially eject and go back north or travel anywhere else overseas. So he's not necessarily in need of Tony Lip in the way in which that we may think of needing that character usually. Also, when you go back in time, when you go back pre-civil rights, usually we go back and we have African Americans in a situation where they have very little power, very little say, very little voice. And I feel like there are several points throughout this story that that show you that Doc Shirley is fairly empowered throughout the journey, and if anything, is definitely empowered in that car between the two of them. And so it doesn't. I don't think that there could be other things to complain about, like for sure, and we would have to embrace those and listen. But that element is not. I don't think you have like a white savior situation in this film.
And you don't want to go the other way either, to do some saintly, it's like, you know, the black man completely teaches everything to this ignorant, you know.
Has to be some reciprocity.
It's true that he does say, you know, thanks to the relationship, Tony's able to evolve about certain things in an important way. So much so that when he comes home, his wife notices it and is glad. It's not some huge, incredible leap. They still are who they are, each of them, but they do that for each other, and it's a lot of it has to do with not race so much, but first impressions. Getting past the limitations of first impressions, I think, which are they're limited. That's what they are, first impressions, you know, and it's an invitation to feel and think. It's not preaching, it's not saying you have to think this way, and it's not made for one sector of society or the other. It's just a story.